everybody. Thank you so much for coming out to this second show. It's my first time at Cedar Lee. I came to show Best Friends, the movie that Tommy plays a vampire mortician at the Capitol, but I always heard the legend of Cedar Lee, and I'm stoked to be here tonight. You guys really live up to the reputation. So how many people here? What's up? Davion, what's up?
I'm saying welcome, bro.
Oh, thank you. I thought you said woke. I was like, what? But how many people are seeing the movie here for the very first time? So, like your friends just brought you? Thank you so much to those friends. You guys have spread this movie for 20 years. Honestly, without you guys, I really thought nobody would ever see this film. You guys proved me wrong and have now made me a fan of the movie. I don't watch it, what it's become. And so between us, this is going to be probably, you guys are going to hear an announcement about it soon, but this past week, we reshot the room with Bob Odenkirk as Johnny. All in one day, we reshot the whole movie. And I played Chris R. It's a surprise for you guys for the 20-year anniversary, so stay tuned for that. And also for the 20-year anniversary, I'm making a UFO abduction film. We're supposed to film a scene on Tommy's planet, so we'll see what happens. But to get you guys ready, if you have questions, I'm going to do my best for the new people to kind of give you a warning or some advice going in. There's going to be participation. People yell during the movie, which is probably the best part. Because the first 20 minutes, you're going to learn quickly that the movie doesn't really have a plot. Once the drug dealer shows up, things will start to get interesting. So just stick around for that. But yeah, raise your hand if you have a question. Yeah, all the way in the back.
Did Bob Odenkirk do the sex scene?
So when we were getting ready to film, he walked in and he's like, I'm not doing an accent and I'm not wearing a wig. I'm doing it as me. I'm playing it totally serious. So no, there were no sex scenes. But the actress who played Lisa, her name was Bella Heathcote. She was in Neon Demon and not Stranger Things, Dark Shadows. And it was really uncomfortable because, like, the dynamic of Bob with her and Denny, it felt like a really dysfunctional family film. So thank God there were no sex scenes. They just, like, we cut, which is what we should have done here, but then the movie would have been 30 minutes. But no, Bob doing these scenes actually kind of, they made sense. Like, anyway, how's your sex life? He made it work that he was suspicious of Mark, which is why he asked that question. I was like, I never thought of that. So, and then the birthday scene, he's like, this is going to be really tough to make sense of. So we ended up shooting it, and we spent 30 minutes on one scene because he couldn't stop laughing through everything. So it was like a really good tutorial on how to try to turn the room into a good film. Yeah, right there. Denim jacket.
Yeah, thanks. I'm new. I haven't seen this. What is this movie about?
The best way to describe it is it's like an alien came down to Earth, sat in someone's home and watched soap operas for a week, then went back to their planet and made a movie what they thought humans interact with. So going in with that, you're gonna have a great time. Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Did you actually think like the script was good when you got it? Were you like excited? You know, like this is gonna be the greatest movie ever made?
You know what? It's kind of like helping out a good friend that really wants to be a musician or be a singer and dancer, and they're like showing you their thing, and you're just being supportive. And I never planned to be in the room when until the night before filming, and then Tommy was like, look, you know, I fired this mother Mark because I'm sorry, he cannot perform sex scenes. So we had a deal where I get to keep my jeans on during the sex scenes, and then I'm like, okay, should I do it? No one's gonna see it. And then he's like, how about I get you a new car? I was like, screw it, I gotta do it, you know. So it was that. The script, when I read the script, it was incredible because every character speaks like Tommy. This all makes sense really soon. But it, no, I didn't think it was gonna be good, but hey, joke's on me, you know. I wanted to be in Dawson's Creek and people aren't really watching that anymore. Yeah.
So what's your take on disaster artists?
Oh, did you see that one?
I did.
Okay, so that.
was a banger. I like it.
Okay, so that was the goal for me when this movie came out and people started watching it. I thought, okay, I got to turn this into something good. So that's when I wrote the book, because I thought this story is a disaster, but the making of the movie could be a good movie. So
It was.
I wrote the book for people like you to like. You would have never seen The Room if you didn't see the disaster artist, because like get them in with a good movie. Now you're gonna see. Now you're gonna see the bad movie.
It was the room.
Yeah, yeah, but now you're gonna see the bad version, but that's fine, you're still here, so, no, I like the disaster, so that was a good time, yeah.
How do you feel about Hallmark 20 years later?
It's just so weird, because you go out and like, so many people make movies, and making movies since 1920s, how that line ended up being something that people love, I mean, I think it's sort of like winning the lottery, you know?
I've never seen it, and I know it myself.
It's just, yeah, it's one of those things that, I mean, when I was watching it being filmed, I was laughing. I was like, I can't believe what's going down right now, but I never thought people would actually enjoy it. But it is catchy. That's the thing about The Room. It's quotable. And how it's quotable, I have no idea. So that's why anybody who loves making movies, you very well might have an old Hallmark in you somewhere. So, yeah. So, I mean, when you guys see this, it's gonna look like a 1980s porn film. It was shot on HD, and at that time, HD and 35, which was super expensive. So he bought all the equipment, he filmed for months, which normally doesn't happen. And there was a billboard up on Highland Avenue in Hollywood for 5 years. So that's where a lot of the budget went to, and then the rest of the budget went to getting me a car. It was fascinating because it was a movie that had no chance to succeed. So I was like, how on earth is this possible? And I went to a couple screenings, and it was all film students, these young LA film students that saw a review of the film that said, watching this movie is like getting stabbed in the head. So they fell in love with the film, and it just spread, and all of a sudden, like, Will Ferrell's production team was watching it. For those of you that have seen Hamilton, Lin-Manuel Miranda was like watching it while they were doing rehearsals for it. All these people fell in love with it, and I was just fascinated. How did this movie find an audience? Because you watch it, there's nothing about it that you would think that works or that's cool. It's just everything is an anomaly, and I think it was so organic that you can't recreate that. So I guess it's unique. Yeah. Front row.
So we just watched The Disaster Artist today, and at the very end, in the titles, it says, Greg and Tommy still talk every day. Do you still talk to Tommy every day?
You know what? It's so random. He called me earlier. The everyday thing is the average has sort of gone down. No, I mean, it's been 25 years, so it's, we used to talk all the time. I was just entertained by the stuff he would say, so I'd call him and I'd be like, yeah, Tommy, it was really weird. I was laying out by the pool, and this guy was trying to take photos of me today. He says, oh, well, my God, he liked you, huh? Just throw like the most random shit at him, and he would just to see what he would say. So then I found out he was recording all our phone conversations. I started watching what I was saying. Anybody way up there? Far back? Yeah, right there.
Just a question, since we never got any closure here. Did Claudette's breast cancer go into remission? Positive?
she's still alive. I mean, Lisa said they're curing people every day. Yeah, right there. Yeah, middle row up there, yeah.
We're all friends here. Tommy's not here. Where'd the money come from?
Thank you.
Look, you know, in America, I tell you, you work hard, you make money. Apparently it was real estate and retail. So he like had a bunch of stores, owned the buildings, but that's like a lot of chains to sell. So you would say, you know, you don't know anything about retail. I'm sorry to tell you. So that's one of the mysteries is I guess we never quite know. But for now, real estate and retail. So get busy and then you can make the room too.
I remember we actually saw Disaster Artist at this theater.
Oh, play here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just wondering, because we were all like really big fans of the book, and like there's like different emotional beats of the book and to the movie, because obviously it's a movie. And I know the movie's fucking great, but I was just wondering if there's any things that you wish the movie was able to hit on emotionally, or just in the book.
Yeah, I mean, to me, my favorite parts of the book are the backstory, you know, because obviously The Room is great, but I like good movies that have, that are about characters, and I always thought to me, the sweet spot of all this was the character of Tommy, where does he come from, and me meeting him and sort of accepting him for who he is, and then when I interviewed him when I was doing the book, I got to know a different side of him, like living in San Francisco, selling yo-yos. There was sort of a really intricate, I thought there was the pianist type film in that. And so when they did go into that movie, I think, I was talking actually, I don't know if you guys saw The Haunting of Bly Manor, that TV show. I got to work with Mike Flanagan on that, and we were talking about the book, because he wanted to actually turn it into a film. And we both were talking about how that story we thought would make a really interesting film. So again, maybe in the future we'll do a series or something, but that was the portions of the book that I thought would have really been profound in a way that had nothing to do with movie making. Yeah, it was one of those things where initially when I agreed to do Mark the night before filming, I was like, okay, I have a beard, great disguise, I'm gonna work it as like a biker guy. And Tommy's like, no, you're not biker, okay? You want to be an actor, act like one. So I kind of went in and just did the dialogue as it was done, because if you try to change anything, it wasn't gonna fly. So I know the line that makes me laugh the most is when I'm like, I just saw you when you're talking. Because it's almost like that line shoots through and actually makes sense. It's almost like the audience is in on it. But there are a lot of laugh scenes, especially like at the party. The guy who plays Mike was sort of making fun of the movie too, while we were filming, but Tommy didn't quite get it. But by the end, I think when Juliet, when Johnny says in a few minutes, bitch, all it takes, because he was behind closed doors, she'd come back and just burst out laughing. So I think it was throughout, there was a time when everything just kind of broke, and we would all try to hide our laughter. But by the end with the phone calls, I'm like, okay, how do you say this, have it make any sense? Let's just go all the way with it, and just be as cheesy as possible. And he's like, good recording, now you give emotion. All right, one more question. Yeah, or two. Yeah, right there.
Why does TommyBuySoda.com sell underwear?
I mean, it's just, I feel like it's the natural progression of a really great bad movie, and then they go check out more about it, and they can buy underwear about that bad movie. So, I think the big passion for Tommy is retail. So, it's right back to it. Yeah, right behind there. Do you have a question? Yeah.
So, looking back, how does the flower shop scene just kind of hit you? Just going through all the emotions.
I think that was one of the most amazing things about The Room, and especially the flower shop scene, because it was the last thing we ever filmed for The Room. And I was so checked out at that point. I just broken up with my girlfriend. We were filming in San Francisco. I felt like the filming was gonna go on forever. And we pull up to this flower shop in San Francisco, and we park illegally out front, put the hazards on, go in quickly. We tell the people that are just working there, look, and Tommy's like, look, we buy flowers, we shoot scene, and you play yourself. Is that a deal? And she's like, what? So we literally made 3 takes of it. I was just watching this going, man, this can't be over soon enough. And then on the last take, Tommy didn't realize that the dog was real. He thought it was just like a fixture. So he's like, on the last take, he's like, my God, I hope he doesn't buy me a dog real thing. And we filmed it, and I just thought, like, I've seen that scene. I haven't seen the room many times, but in New York, it was at the Ziegfeld Theater. It was like 1,200 people. They were all yelling, and when that scene came on, everyone was like, shh. And that's like the highest honor you can give a film. So I had no idea we were making such a masterpiece of a scene. And it's a great lesson for you guys. Be in the moment, because you might be making the flower shop scene from your room. First timers, I hope you have an incredible time. All these people have built this up, built this experience up for you for 20 years, so enjoy it, soak it in, those sex scenes, and have an incredible time. And thank you so much to you guys for, again, supporting this movie and supporting me. Thank you guys.